I'm trying to figure out how to assess these cards because it's 20 years worth of cards. I can't judge them based on standard playability. I don't have the knowledge to assess them based on were they playable at the time, and I don't have the retro knowledge to go these are retro playable. So I'm just going to go off my vibes, seeing them on face. If I think they're cool, if I think they have interesting abilities, off the art, essentially it's just going to be would I play it based on what it says on face. And so these are all my personal opinions. I don't know the history of the game, and I'm sure that I'm going to make a lot of bad takes on here, but that's what I do. Okay, we're going to go in chronological order according to UVS Ultra. And we're going to start off with Legacy promos. Now, I didn't have the time to organize these from here, so they're in some kind of weird order where we're starting off with 22. And then we've got a bunch of stuff going on here. That's the best way I can say to put it. So we're going to start off with Raphael. Air all life. 6 hand size, 26 health. Your attack gets +1 speed. Commit, disregard 1 card from your card pool. Power scaling with attack on Titan. This is a terrible card. Your attack gets +1 speed. It's cute. It's fun. It's very. It's nice. Commit, discard 1 card from your card pool. That's it. I mean, where we are in the game now, we're drawing cards for ability slays. If you're telling me I need to turn off my character, if you're telling me none of my attacks get any more speed because I'm discarding a card from my card pool, I need to kind of get more for that. One of the things I was told is I need to have essentially a minute on each card. I'm going to try and average a minute because there are going to be ones I do talk about a bit more, and there's going to be ones I talk about less. But Raphael 3 dot for me goes into E, goes into D. Oop. Why would you do that to me? What? Which one are you even selected here? This is what I hate about OBS. It has selected a random card and not told me which one it was. I want Raphael. Where's the F tier? So the image I got doesn't have an F tier. The image I've got just has a D tier. So D is going to be the lowest. Failed tier list already. Probably, but yeah. Raphael, basic bitch card. Get out of here. Now we have Killick. Killick, all life, water. Your all attacks get +1 damage. Commit, discard 1 momentum. Discard 1 attack from your opponent's card pool. Ooh, that doesn't say. Yeah, that's a bit more interesting because you can essentially turn off the attack they're currently playing. It's a 6 hand size 23, so it's not that interesting. And you need momentum to kick it off. I would have put it higher if it had more health, but that's just bad. Oop. I'm gonna be having some issues with this now. Yeah, no, you can. I'm probably just gonna need to actually just put you all the way down here because you are just terrible. I think someone's waiting for me to go live on Twitch when I'm on YouTube. You really need an F tier for a lot of the legacy promos. Okay, let me see what I can do here. If I shrink this down and then just add text box, F. Aha! We make our own F tier. It's so bad it's not even part of the rest of the tiers. How's that? Is that acceptable solution for you there, Mike? So yeah. If it had more health, if Killick had more health, then I would actually play it. I really would. But Killick just 623 for the ability to turn off one attack isn't spicy anymore. If it was a 630 that basically went discard momentum, turn off one attack, I'm down for that. The perfect F tier. Excellent. Yeah, Blake was sitting on Twitch. I did say it was on YouTube, so hopefully Blake will be here joining us soon. Now we have Ivy. Art's pretty decent. 5 hand size, 27 health. You better have a very powerful ability here, Ivy. Death, Evil, Water, Commit. When your opponent attempts to play a card as a block, that block gets +2. That's so bad for 5 hand size 27. Oh, that's hello, Blake. That's terrible. No, even the very suggestive artwork cannot save this card. That is absolutely terrible. One of the worst characters that I've ever printed. Even my terrible takes can't save that. West Flawless Victory, National Champion of 2006. Why are you in the Legacy promos and the Champ promos? But hey, 719. Okay, decently started. Air Chaos Void. Place one non-character card from your staging area to the top of your deck. Your opponent places one non-character card from their stage to the top of the deck. Form Commit. Look at the top X cards of your deck. Replace them in any order. X equals the number of committed foundations in your stage. I don't like. Yeah, I get it's debuilding your opponent every single time you. Yeah, Jeremy Ray kind of mentioned that yesterday. That it was before check hacking. It was before like you had progressive difficulty. You only drawing one card a turn. The rules were very different at the time. But then I don't like this. I don't, especially if we're playing without progressive difficulty. Debuilding myself and my opponent just lets them pass their next check or lets them pass their block. Why would I want to give them if it? It's just so. Yes, I'm securing my next check, but I'm also debuilding myself for defense. And then I get to just look at the top X, rearrange them, but based on committed foundations. I think the rule set is the old rules are going to be what kills a lot of these cards because I don't like that at all. Matt Coles, 7 hand size, 18 health, Chaos, Death, Chaos, Evil, Fire. Commit one foundation, change the zone of any attack. Change the attack zone of any attack to mid. Pretty cool. Discard a non-block card. Add a block card from your discard pile to your hand. So I imagine a block card means any card with a block mod, and then a non-block card is any card without a block mod. That's a form though. Oh. As a form, I guess you get to essentially discard a card. Changing anything to mid makes it blockable. That's pretty decent. Being able as a form, so when you get towards the end of your turn, pick up something that's going to be a decent block. Also quite understandable. Also just be able to discard a non-block card such as Hacker Extraordinaire and be able to pick up an attack. Being able to commit a foundation, especially on its symbols. I think we slapped Matt in the D column. Okay, Mark. Yeah, Mike. I'll take a little bit of a spoiler. Jiffany Jamba. Now, I know the law of Jiffany Jamba, that it was it was based on Jason's girlfriend at the time, an 8 hand size Infinity Health character. 8 hand size 20 health Infinity character got banned for being overpowered. Matt was busted. Okay, I'm glad I'm glad I identified that. I think in he got errated and reprinted. Nice. Damn, these characters suck by themselves. They're 20 years old. So, if I'd have done this tier list last week, Jiffany Jamba goes in S. However, symbol chaining is now dead, which just makes Jiffany Jamba an 8 hand size bearded titan. And I cannot put a bearded titan in S. Not a chance. Oh, cool. We'll see him again. I can't. She's got 8 hand size, which is very cool, but she has no other abilities. She's limited to 1 symbol, doesn't get access to any attunement. No. I'm wrong. Wrong about what? I'm gonna. Because of the 8 hand size at 20 health, that's decent card stock. She goes to C. Infinity rules to 1 symbol. Yeah, she only ever had. Oh, okay, but with symbol chain, you didn't need to play cards that were. I guess you could only play the cards that were there. She was a 1 symbol card. Okay. She was S tiers when she won World. Like I said, this is just based on my personal opinion. She's an 8-hander for 20 health, which is solid. But there's a lot of characters that these days that just go, I don't care, you're 20 health. Okay. Who needs ability to have 8 cards in hand? Okay, I misunderstood how she worked. That's on me. But I put it in C. The 8 hand size is solid, but Mothra's an 8 hand size, and I guess she's a fake hand size. So doesn't really get there. I just don't see it. I've never seen it with Jiffany Jamba. Same with Universal Fighter. I guess that's a similar kind of situation. You've got more health, but you just get to play on 1 symbol. That's worse because in the current power scaling, meh. This is going to be an uphill fight. Okay, Nicholas the Saint. Like I said, if you have issues with what I'm doing in here, I am just sat in the Universus Discord. You can come and shout at me. I'm just sat on a table in the Universus Discord. You can literally just come and shout at me. Nicholas the Saint. All good life. At the start of the game, place 12 Xmas tokens on this character. Which you may remove with the following ability. From discard a card once per turn, remove 1 token from this character. Your opponent may add 1 card from the discard pile to their hand. If your character has no more Xmas tokens, you win. So you need to survive 12 of your turns. Yes, Hayden, we have Santa. Commit, discard 1 card. This attack gets minus X damage or plus X speed. X equals the lower value of the control or difficulty. So, on average, you're going to be giving something minus 1 to 3 speed, or plus 1 to 3 speed and minus 1 to 3 damage. Not has got an alt win condition on face, and if you can build a Starly deck, you can kind of get it. S tier for Santa. I don't know if I can give Santa S tier. Alt win condition on face 625. I've got to put Escape from New York Santa into D. The alt win condition is on face. You can build a Stally deck, and I had a lot of fun playing Santa in the season's beating a couple of years ago. Sean King at 5'9". Yeah, I forgot they have the heights and everything on the side here. Okay, next we have Nightmare Geese, Chaos Earth Evil, 6 hand size, 27 health. Response to scan 2 momentum. After you check a 1, 2, or 3, that check becomes a 4. Decent with Chaos with the momentum output. Enhance the scan momentum. This attack gets plus X damage. X equals the number of one controlled X in your disc. Whoa! That's spicy. That's a risk. Oh, I like that. I don't know why. That is. You have to have so much momentum, though. You need to have so much momentum. The fact you put Nicholas the Saint. That's what I should have found a way to put chat up on here. Can I quickly find a way to put chat up on here so people can see what's being said? How do I put it back? Wait. I'll figure it out in a second. F tier trash. I think they're spicy, but yeah, you need so much momentum to pop this off. Go studio mode. Can I steal the thing that I use? Things I should have thought about before now. I have a random browser that I keep for chats, but I can't see it. Can't see it. Yeah, no, yeah, definitely. As much as I'm a fan of the spicy ones, definitely it has to go into F tier. Okay. Just look at that and we'll move it around if need be. Okay, our studio mode. Boom. Lily Kane. Discard momentum, gain X, vitality X equals the printed attack to printed speed. Only playable during your opponent's attack. Guess it. Yeah, so that's dependent on what your opponent's doing. And then commit after you play an attack as a reversal. Gain X vitality. X equals that attack's speed. So because you put its response as one play. I mean, it's a thing. I mean, not particularly, because this is a response when you play commit, Blake. So you're not gaining any additional health here, and it's. I guess if you boost your opponents, you can gain 5. But I cannot remember if MMM says it your attack. I guess if you can boost it. how much higher would their speed need to be than the damage to make this worth it? I mean, feels solid. I put her into D just because she has that life gain and she doesn't really require much to pop it off. But I'm not sold on that. Yuminji, Chaos, Evil, Life, 626. What, man? We have been spoiled since the MHA era with high health 600s. Discard 1 momentum. Your opponent discards 1 momentum. Gain X vitality. X equals the difficulty of your opponent's discarding momentum. I mean, you're gaining 4 or 5 on average if you're lucky, maybe a 6. If you can grab a water dog, you're looking at an 8. It's pretty decent. 626. Yeah, no, I think I could put that in a solid D. I think I could do some serious work. I'm probably going to get shouted out by Mike for that one. I don't think it's good to... I mean, there's lots of ways to cheat momentum. I think one of the big downsides is Roman cancel. If they just pitch Roman cancel, you get nothing because it's a token. Oh, yeah. Taking into account Roman cancel, let's pop them in. Let's make these ones a bit smaller so I can fit more in, because I imagine this is going to get fill up quite a lot. But yeah, I've forgotten that Roman cancel doesn't really count. And it requires your opponent to have momentum in order to pop it off. Sogetsu, Death, Order, Water, 5 hand size, 25. You better have some good abilities. Commit, draw 1 card, only playable if you have a water card in your card pool. Discard 1 momentum, discard a death card from your card pool. Reveal the top card of your deck. If it's an order card, draw it. If not, discard it. So, you need to be running all 3 symbols. That feels bad. Not impossible, but you'd have to make some really weird decisions. The commit to only draw 1 card feels out of place. Once you've got a good source of momentum going, if you're running a lot of death order on here, discarding death cards from your card pool, claim progressive to reveal top card of your deck. If it's an order card, you get to draw it. I guess it's kind of cool. Basically, just run their own kit. Yeah, but I mean, that is where we are in the game. But the standard to get into D is already so high that I think this is just going to have to go into F. And I imagine F is going to kind of keep filling up and getting put over. Mr. Karate, all Death, Earth. Your attack gets plus X damage. X equals your opponent's character's hand size minus 3. Only playable if your attack shares 2 symbols with your character. So if my opponent is a 7-hander, you get 4 damage if it shares 2 symbols. Not the best with the current state of the game, but still pretty solid. Response: before you draw cards during your draw step, look at and take up to X cards from your momentum and add them to your hand. X equals your hand size minus the number of cards you have in your hand. So you just get 2. This was also the time when symbols got supported. Okay, fair, Connor. So being able to just pick, as a 5-hander, if I have no cards in hand, being able to pick up 5 cards from my momentum seems solid. You are showcasing information to your opponent about it. The enhance feels really decent if you share these two symbols. Earth and Death together are very powerful in lots of cards anyway. As Blake says, the response feels really nice. Yeah, I'm happily stick this in the D tier. It's not overpowered. Could he put? I don't think it goes in C. It's not. This is a fun card, but I don't think it's C tier. I don't think it's gonna really pop off. Mina, 8 hand size, 18 health, air, earth, good. Response: after you play a ranged attack, discard 1 card from your card pool. Solid. No committal needed, nothing on there. You just get to discard a card. Response: discard momentum after you resolve an action during your opponent's turn. Repeat its effects, paying all costs and making a control check again. What? What in the madness? After you resolve an action card during your opponent's turn, repeat its effects. Okay. Alright, cool. Yeah, Earth, good with have some decent actions. If you could pop off a hold hostage and manifest, yeah, no. Discarding momentum to essentially play an action twice? That's kind of nutty. Imagine. Oh. So, yeah, right. That's what I'm thinking. I'd play that now. That is. Can you? Oh, after you resolve an action card, just the first response being able to mean you don't play with any progressive, absolutely solid. The second response to discard momentum after you resolve the actions. What if I block with an action? After you resolve an action card during your opponent's turn, after you repeat its effect. So what if I block with a showdown, do I get to commit 4 foundations? That's my question. Paying all costs and making all control checks again for the card as normal. Does it work on block, or does it only work if I play an action as an action? Because it says after you resolve an action card during your opponent's turn. So that's what I know. If I block with cards and they have on block effects. It looks like you didn't mess up too much other mistake. We're currently talking about Mina. I think Mina looks absolutely cracked. I need to know if she responds on effects like showdown and things on block, because that's really solid to me. The air support will just be able to clear your stage and keep get advantage from here. Yes, if it was a showdown symbol, then it would work. Okay. But it has a manifest symbol, so I get to put 2 things into my momentum, paying the cost. It has Earth, so it has Dark Tournament Looms, which lets me draw 2 cards and add 2 momentum to my hand. It's got ready, get set, go symbols. If I can get momentum early, I can just build 4 foundations. Yes, I have no defense, but haha. No. Good actions. Oh. Oh. If she could play it, then yes. I'm gonna get shouted at, but I'm putting her in A. The ability to just double up on actions when there's some really cracked actions. Imagine playing Dark Tournament Looms and drawing 2 cards and picking up 2 momentum. Don't look up Hop. Okay, I won't. But yeah, that's what I'm thinking here. Look up the card Hop. Don't look. I think with the amount of busted actions that currently exist, I'm just going to quickly. I have a big window in front of me, so I have to keep adjusting the exposure. I'm thinking, yeah, she goes in A. If I get shit for it, I get shit for it. She's a meaner, so immediately she gets preferential treatment. Holy form commit. Let's take a look. We have Louise. 6 hand size, 21 health. Okay, you need a very good ability. Deaf, good, void. Commit until the end phase of your next turn. All attacks get -2 damage to a minimum of 1. Each player discards 1 card after every time. What? Oh my god. Okay. But that's to the end phase of your next turn. So that also affects you. So that also affects you. So, but you can just do it. And until you finish the next turn, all attacks get -2 damage to a minimum of 1. So you're always going to be hitting for 1. And each player discards 1 card after every attack result. So if you launch an attack, both players discard a card. If they launch an attack, both players discard a card. Death has a lot of discard synergy. So I can definitely see that popping off. The health. I think this is one where the health total is justified, but at the same time, Death has got a lot of draw power. Void has got a lot of control and discard in itself, and Good is just absolutely solid. Hop. Response after your opponent plays a non-attack card and the top 2 cards of your deck to your momentum. Oh, I think I have one of those. I actually think I have one of those. Yeah, no, yeah, so you just get 4 momentum. How? Okay, Mike, I'm going to need to know why this is F tier. This seems like an absolute nightmare to play against. I don't think it goes into C tier, Blake, primarily because you're also being affected by this. If we ever get a multiplayer format where like 6 people are sat playing the same game, I would 100% run this just to give someone the worst play experience, the worst time of their lives. But at the same time, 621 that impacts yourself. That's the thing. It's a mega control piece. You need a hell of an. I think Mike's kind of convinced me. You need a hell of a draw aspect to keep up. If she had draw on face, so like if she had some way to keep replenishing her hand, yeah. She's grog without the draw power or the damage pump. She reads as insane, and she would be insanely fun. But the resource management is the issue. You have to discard when your opponent plays an attack, and you can also be taking 1, 2, 3 damage. It's going to be a long, grindy game, which I think unless you built specifically for that kind of fun, you're just going to be in trouble. If you want to use hollow turn stack. Yeah, but it's not a first form, so you do it at the end of there. You do it at the end of your turn, you commit form, and then you just go -2, so it's essentially a perpetual -2. Leona, 626, Earth, Evil, Good. Discard momentum after your opponent plays an ability printed on their character card, negate its effects. Commit, your good attack gets +3 damage. I like the first one. The second one could have literally just been another cost. Committing your character to give a good attack 3 damage, not great. 8-hander? Yeah, if she was an 8-hander. The ability to cancel any ability printed on a character seems solid. I think that's absolutely solid. Being limited to good on the commit effect is a bit of a pain. I honestly, I'm just gonna switch these two around because it's gonna make more sense if I'm looking directly at the camera. I'm with Blake. This feels F tier. I do like the ability to cancel effects, but at the same time, I feel like they need to be stronger. Kyoshiro. Oh, that's why I had it with that. I can't actually read the cards in the light. Yeah, that's why it's over here, because I can't read the cards in the current sunlight. Okay. Discard momentum, your attack gets plus X damage. X equals the difficulty of the discard momentum. 7, hand 18, Chaos, Death, Earth. Commit. If this attack deals damage, discard your entire momentum. Take X cards from the top of your deck and add them to your momentum. X equals the number of momentum discarded. Okay. Leon is the epitome of fine. Very carefully. I like the first one. I like the first enhance. Don't get me wrong. I like the first enhance. The second enhance feels really weird because I don't get the benefit of mulliganing momentum. And that's what confuses me. You take the top X cards of your deck. So even if you have any effects that bump it up, if you have any effects that kind of allow you to, if you have face momentum, it's not going to work here. Getting X damage seems really good. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, Hayden. The second enhance feels really, especially during the time when you couldn't look at the momentum, so you couldn't look at momentum at the time. Yeah, okay. The other one that's that you couldn't look at your momentum, so you didn't know what you were getting. So it's not like if you had colossal detonations or thermal blasts, you could just go, cool, I've got a 13. You had to take a gamble on that. Under the current rule settings, this is a lot stronger because you know which one you're actually going to be getting rid of. But also, you have to get rid of your entire momentum, so you don't get to stack it or like sculpt it. Now, I think this joins in the F tier. The first enhance is solid, especially with the current rules, but I think just not now. Cooler, 7 hand size, 19 health, Chaos, Earth, Life. Discard momentum, your attack speed becomes equal to the speed of any attack in either player's card pool. Commit. After an attack speed is modified, add 1 card from your discard pile to your momentum. Okay. That enhance is not tenacious. You're gonna fall out. Like I said, I'm here to. If you want to come shout at me, I'm sat at a table waiting for people to come shout at me. If you want to spend some money, Mike, and become a member, you can make me reassess the card as well. So, if the enhance was tenacious, if you could play it while you're committed, cool. After an attack speed is modified, either up or down, add top card deck to your momentum, but it's a commit cost. I think she's cool. I'm working. I think she goes in F because although she's cool, her gimmick isn't as cool as what we've already got in like the other tiers. She's primarily F because she doesn't synergize with her abilities. She commits to get the momentum, which means you can't use it for the first enhance. If she was able to use the momentum she got for the top enhance, then I'm right there with you. Yes, slam her into DC or higher. But the fact that you're gaining momentum even your opponent's turn are you getting your turn to use the turn after, doesn't feel as strong to me. Yes, we have got EX and powerful Echo multiple that would utilize that really well, but I don't like characters that don't synergize on face. I'm like the anti Bromley. I like characters that work together well on face that don't need their deck to answer the questions their characters pose. Kazuki, Death, Fire, Order, 5 hand size, 25 health. After you play a fire attack, that attack gets 2 damage. Decent. Enhance if your fire attack deals damage, reveal the top card of your deck. If it is a Death or Order card, draw it. If not, discard it. Only playable if your attack's damage is more than printed. Well, yeah. It's going to be more than printed because it's a fire attack. I guess you have got DR, which would work, but you get to do it as your first enhance. So, response, you play the fire card, you play the response, you go first enhance, and you got my fire attack. If my fire attack deals damage, because it's not a response, that's an enhance. So you got my fire. If my fire attack deals damage, I'll reveal the top card. Because at the time you're playing the enhance, yeah. Still, 25 health that puts 2 damage onto everything it's playing is decent, and you're not really a 20. You're not really a 5-hander if you're running, say, Fire Throws. Fire Throws are going to come in and it's going to go, cool, I'm going to keep digging for other attacks. So as long as you have Fire Throws, you're running over. Basically, if you're running Fire Order or Fire Death all the way through there, 25 health might not got much defense on face, but I gotta go in detail with the others. Like I said, this is the kind of opposite situation to what we just had. Yeah, it seems okay. It seems awful, but the abilities are synergistic. You give your attack 2 damage, which means you can immediately use the enhance to say, if this attack deals damage, I'm going to draw a card because I built my deck on the fire symbol with either Death or Order as the second symbol on all my cards, which means I'm going to get to draw them. So although I'm only a 5-hander for the first turn, or you need to omni block everything I'm doing. That's putting pressure on my opponent, and the abilities are working synergistically. I like this a lot more than the last character. Apple will probably kill me if I do this wrong, but luckily Apple's not here. 6 hand size, 24. Response, commit, discard momentum. After your opponent makes a check to play a card, that check gets -3. Okay. Sure. Discard momentum. Your attack with difficulty 4 or greater gets 2 damage. Okay. That ends your turn. That response ends your turn. Oh, I like that. I like.
Beep boop.
Oh, hello.
I gotta. I've had to mute you on this one. Yeah, this guy is. I can't let you rate this guy.
You can't let me rate K.
No. First of all, this isn't the one that Apple cares about.
Okay.
That comes much later. This one. So you know how you hate Mark China?
Yeah. I love Mark Tyner. I think Mark Tyner's bad for the play experience, which is what I'm getting. Which is what I'm getting from this character.
Yeah. Remember Hop?
Yeah.
So you're going second. Your opponent plays their first foundation. You hop. You respond with this. You then blow up their foundation that they successfully played, and you lock them out of the game for the entire game.
Yeah, no, Chaos Fire Hop. Yeah, you just.
This was the most broken deck in all of the UK back then. The strongest player built it, went to Worlds, did crazy with it, only lost on time, and yeah, this is just an A tier character.
I was going to put it in S. The ability to lock your opponent out of the game completely.
No, because it's still like a six-hander, and if your opponent does get to play the game, then they get to play the game.
I guess if they make you go first.
He only really has one ability.
And that says
but
you
yeah,
don't get to play.
yeah. But yeah, that's K-Dash. Shout outs to Matt Hewitt, the nicest, most toxic deck builder there ever was in the history of this game.
Claxo's just joined in, wondering how it's been going, and we've done 20 in the last 50 minutes, and Claxo's saying he still owns this K.
Yeah, I think I own this, but yeah, this I don't know how Sheffield survived with Matt Hewitt playing this deck back in the day. Guess we're all just sadists.
I saw it and I was like, that is an absolutely solid character.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go back to definitely working now.
No, thanks for coming in.
Bye.
Thanks for coming in and telling me about the history of this character.
Yeah, I had to on this one for the sake of my sanity. I would end up pulling all of my hair out, and I have a lot of hair. So it would be very painful.
You do have a lot of hair.
Okay, bye. Have fun.
Will do. Jubei, 6 hand size, 23 health, Earth, Fire, Honor. Commit. Your weapon attack gets +6 speed. Commit. Choose one resource symbol on your character until your next turn. Cards with that resource symbol get +1 difficulty. Okay. Okay. I don't think that's retro. I think that K is Legacy, and Legacy is a terrifying place, Blake. 6 hand size, 23 health, doesn't draw cards, gives one of your attacks +6 damage. Which, sure, I'll take 1, and then choose one resource symbol on your character until the end of your next turn. Cards with the chosen resource symbol gets +1 difficulty. If your opponent's not playing any cards that are Fire, Order, or Earth, they don't care about that form. Everything but Tiffany's been Legacy so far. Yeah, this is the Legacy promo section, so it should be all of them. Now, this is absolute solid F tier. It's terrible. You're requiring your opponent to be playing on the same symbols as you, which you can't guarantee. And no chance. No chance. Terrible card. Genjiro, 624, all evil, all good. Enhance. If your attack deals damage, reveal the top card of your opponent's deck. Gain X vitality. X equals the reveal card's difficulty. Okay. Response. Discard momentum. After you gain vitality, reveal one card from your hand. If the control of the reveal card is equal to the amount of health you gained, draw a card. Okay. No. Okay, I see where this is going. There's some fun ways you can gain 1 or 2 health and you can just show off a foundation. These are back from when the game popped out 12 characters a month as local pricing. Oof. You need once you get momentum going, which kind of feeds in. Oh, I like this because you unless you hit some zeros like Revoke, I'm gonna put this in D. I like the synergy. I like the way that works. Duke, 5 hand size, 30 Chaos Evil Order, form commit until the end of your opponent's next turn. After either player commits a foundation to make a control check successful, they commit 1 extra foundation or the check fails. Discard 1 momentum after your opponent fails to play a card. Draw a card. Playable while committed. yeah. This is the biggest one because it's just basically all the legacy cards. This is the biggest slog we have to get through. Also, Combat Ash just has his own section for this. Duke seems fine. You need momentum to draw the card, but that commit to just say. But you essentially have to pay extra to pass the block. If your opponent checks poorly on their first attack, you are going to cause them some issues. Essentially, you're getting the Shigaraki free once per game, every turn, but also affecting your defense. I hate myself for it, but I'm going to put that in D. I'm on the fence. I could be talked into putting that into F, but I'm going to put that into D. Billy, 6 hand size, 23 health. These are weird stats, man. All Chaos Death. Discard momentum after you take damage from an unblocked attack. Gain X vitality. X equals the speed of the unblocked attack. Commit 1 foundation. If your attack deals damage, your opponent discards 1 card. If they discard a non-attack card, gain X vitality. X equals the card's control cost. Duke feels really meh, but at the same time, it feels like they could really pop off. Billy's an awkward one. You're not drawing cards. You're forcing your opponent to discard. If your attack deals damage, you commit 1 foundation to make your opponent keep discarding cards, gaining health. Once they run out of cards, the ability just kind of does nothing. But essentially, if you're hitting, you're gaining, like, you're making a health gain situation. And if you're basically forcing your opponent to throw low speed attacks at you, or attacks that have less speed than damage, or else they're not hitting you as long as you have momentum. And again, it's on hop symbols, which seems really powerful. I'm going to put this into D, just because I feel there's a decent pillow fort build you can put in there, and just kind of go, yeah, you're not actually touching me. Don't think too hard that he's bad. I mean, I might just be getting warped by the amount of bad characters we've seen that even the slightest inkling of good feels great. B. Jeanette. Commit after you make a control check to block your opponent's attack. That check gets +3. If you attempted to play attack as a reversal, after this block, that reversal check gets +3. Okay. Seems decent, I guess. So you play +3, and then you go, if I want to play reversal, it gets +3. You're not getting damage, you're not getting additional speed, you're just kind of making one block easier to do and then applying pressure. This was back when reversals were designed to apply pressure to your opponent. Yeah, I think she goes in F, but I could easily be talked into moving her up. Yoshitora, 5 hand size, 25 health, evil good life. Your assets count as foundations. Hello. Take 2 cards from the top of your opponent's deck and add them to their card pool face down. Only playable if it's your attack. Response: commit 1 foundation. After you take 4 or less damage from an attack, you may play a reversal as if you had blocked the attack. What the hell? So your assets count as foundations. Your attack stuffs their card pool for 2 from the top of the deck. And by committing a foundation, I may play a reversal as though I had blocked. So I'm playing without any progressive on a reversal, which I then get to put 2 cards into their card pool from because it's my attack, and I can commit assets to do that. I like that a lot. Yeah, it's only 5 hand size, 25 health. But exactly. And you do it in their turn. Yeah, no, I'm going to put that in C. I think that is very decently done. Just being able to go, cool, you hit me for 4 or less. I'm going to commit this asset and go, boom, here's a reversal. Add top 2 cards of your deck to your card pool. Do you want to keep it hitting me or do you want to end your turn? As my reversal is also very impactful. Now, I like this a lot. Hey, Mike, we agreed. Woo! Yuko. Evil Void Water 721. Permanently reduce your character's hand size by 1. Once per turn, draw X cards and discard down to your character's hand size. X equals the number. X equals your character's hand size. Discard 1 card. Your opponent discards 1 card. So you just get to refill your hand for free once per turn. I have 7 cards in hand. I play an attack. I have 6. I discard a card to make you discard a card. I have 5. I play my second attack. I have 4. I discard a card, make you discard a card. I have 3. I play my third attack. I discard a card. I have 1. You've discarded 3 cards. I form. I go down to a 6-hander. I draw 6 cards. Discard 1. The maths. The maths isn't mathing, but that seems solid. For 721, that seems nuts. I get to refill my hand for defense. I get to refill my hand for a build. I get to discard whatever you're sculpting or building defensively. This is a 30. Yeah, no, this. I'm glad I picked up on that immediately. Shows that this goes into A. This is just as impactful as K or as Mina. 100% a terrifying character there. Terry. This is not the Terry we got from the t-shirts, right? I'm wrong. Should it be higher? I'll get into Terry and then I'll read why I'm wrong, Mike. Terry, 6 hand size, 24 health. All chaos order. Commit 1 foundation after you block an attack. Draw 2 cards. Discard momentum before you make a control check to play an attack. It gets +1. S tier all day. Okay, Mike, for you. There you go. Up it goes. So it's a 624, but when you block, you go up a card if you can commit a foundation, and as long as you have momentum, you can keep giving your next ones +1. This is a very aggressive character, and as long as you could omnibox, as long as you kind of like hold a mid, you might take a little bit of damage, but you're just going to get to keep drawing cards. I'm going to put it in C. I like drawing cards. Drawing cards is very powerful. Terry, you're a C. Deal with it. I've not given myself enough space for this. before you make a check. So congrats on wasting momentum. I imagine you wouldn't do it. You wouldn't do it if you were pretty much guaranteed. Like. Before you make a control check to play an attack, that check gets +1. Yeah. So. Oh, hey, look. I hope you're talking about Terry, because I just moved Terry. Nakoyu. 8 hand size, 19 health, death, good, life. Commit after a player readies one or more non-character cards. Commit one card in your opponent's danger. Rip their character. Commit one foundation of your choice. Only play. No, Terry bad. After your rival readies. Oh no. That doesn't. Does that include the ready step? Does that include when the? Yeah, that's what I'm done. That's what like kind of just like smacked me in the face. Like, hold on a second. Well, she's like, no, yeah. Pass turn, ready, cool, commit your character. Ha 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 ha. Fuck. Yeah, no. No, this don't need to be so loud. Just be able to go, cool. If your character isn't doing, if your character isn't more defensive, no, fuck it. Oh, instant S. That is nuts. And yeah, no, instant S. That's absolutely insane. The ready step being included is insane. Yes. Yeah. Yes. Maximum bloop. Terry is just committing to pass the check with extra steps. I think it's, but you do you're spending momentum on committing foundations. So for the extra, you're spending momentum. You have to do it before you make the check, so you don't know if you're going to pass it. So like if you play a 4, check a 3, you can't do it afterwards. But the commit foundation to draw a card after you block does seem solid, but that's more of a C. That one was absolutely nuts. Nagase, all good water. Commit, lose X vitality. Your attack gets X damage. X may not be more than the printed damage of its attack. Commit, gain X vitality. X equals the number of cards in your opponent's hand. Okay. I can see potential with this. This would be a pretty cool 4-check deck. Be able to go. My attack has printed 10 damage on it, so I'm going to lose 10 vitality and make this 20. But outside of that, can be a little bit weird. 721, decent stats. All needs good damage. Has got ways to make your opponent draw cards. Unless you can ready it, yeah. That's what I'm thinking. Unless you can find ways to keep readying them. Also, the fact that it's a form commit. They're both commit character, and it's form commit, so you can't wait till your opponent's drawn. Yeah, no. Back with the rest of F you go. May. Evil Fire Life, 7 hand size, 22 health. Static. All control checks get +X. X equals the number of characters in your stage, including your starting character. All attacks gain stun too. The fuck? So, all players get +1 to their check soon as the game starts. Then all attacks, including your opponents, get stunned too. And then on top of that, the more characters you add, the more your opponent is going to be adding to their check. Why? All control, but it says all control checks, Mike. All. Read the first ability again. Oh, not including your static character. Okay, but all control checks get +1. X equals the number of characters in your stage. Okay, so once you gauge some stuff out, once you play more copies of my, everyone's control checks get +1, but all attacks get stunned too. Seems nuts. Because that's both players again, right? Not including. I caught up, Steve. But all attacks getting stunned too. That sounds like an out. If we're 700 to miss this, yeah, you can put me down 2 resources every single attack. That just sounds like a terrible time. Terrible if you're going second. True. But then, I don't think I can put a character that gives my opponent that much value. Opponent killing you for your own ability is just terrible. Down in F you go. Again, it's the kind of thing I would love to run casually, but not a chance. Lean line, Chaos Life Order 723. While your character is ready, after each player plays an attack, that player discards 1 card. Flynn, what?
Dad,
What?
I made a fortune teller.
Oh, well, I'm streaming it, mini buddy. Good job. We can play with it later. I can't bring myself to put someone in C tier that is so hurtful to your own ability. Glass cannon not worth it, like Steve says. Enhance. If this attack is unblocked, this ability may not be negated or cancelled. Oh, enhance. This attack is unblockable. This attack cannot be negated or cancelled. Only playable once per game. Okay. No, she's staying in F. No, not a chance. I have a bribery system in place. If someone wants to move her up that badly, they can physically pay me to do this time. I'm standing on my principles for this one. Line. You have no way to commit it in your turn already at back up. But each player... This is much better than the last one. Pro reader can't read. I'm not a pro reader. I am a terrible pro reader. I am now in the situation where Mike is forcing me to send stuff to him to get proofread before I post it. I think this is our first B. For sure. Punishing your opponent's aggression and cutting their turn short while you can build a deck around it, because it's not like the other one where where both players have to do it no matter what. It is control hell. Kyo. Chaos Good Order 626. Commit after you make a control check, add the checked card to your momentum and make another control check replacing the original. Oh. I am dyslexic as hell. Boop, if you play 0 attacks, how are you winning? Would be the way I put it. get to add it to your momentum. You get to make a second check once per turn, but that's all you're doing for 626. Nah, off you go into F. Oh no, that's the wrong character. Off into F you go. Goodbye. Why do people keep saying mill at me? It's not even mill. Mill. Laurie or Iori. Evil Fire Order. 624. Discard momentum. This attack may not be blocked with a lower control rating. Oh, you win by mill. Okay. Discard momentum. This attack may not be blocked by cards with a lower control rating. If your attack is not blocked, this attack gets X damage. If your attack is blocked, you lose. If your attack is not blocked, this attack gains X damage. If your attack is blocked, you lose X vitality. X equals the control of the card immediately before in your card pool. Ah! Ow. Yes, because you need to commit. So unless you can ready it, then yes, it's once per turn. That second enhance hurt my head. The scale momentum this attack may not be blocked with a low. So basically, you force them to attack and block with an attack. Now, if you got something like Thermal Blast, which is now banned, or Colossal Detonation, you're basically saying they don't get to block. FT, yeah. I guess for multiple, yeah, this is true. Because multiple has no... If you can flip it or have multiple, you don't get anything. But then you don't get the damage. Yeah, if this attack is not blocked... So unless, even if it's multiple, you're not getting the damage, which means you're not losing anything. Again, I think ER has to go into F. That's just so bad. Especially for 624. I think that's terrible. Hayo Maru, 625, Chaos Fire Order. Multiple also means the first enhance doesn't do anything. This is correct, yes. Commit remove one card from your discard pile from the game. Search your deck for another copy of the removed card, reveal it, and add it to your hand. Shuffle your deck if you can. Sure, if you cannot reveal the card, you lose the game. Whoo, that's a spicy one. Commit. This attack gets plus X damage. X equals its control. That form, though. So you need to be able to track what's in your deck. Be able to go, cool. I'll remove a water dog. I will search for a water dog. Here's my water dog. All things good. I don't have a water dog. Game 2. You know what? I like that. I like that a lot. You get punished for basically not tracking what you're doing, and you get to have I think that's such a fun gimmick. You're 7 hand size 25. Yeah, the form's downside doesn't exist if you know what you're doing. If you've got a good memory, if you can keep track. And the big thing is, as long as we can now look at momentum. We can now look at it's not like before when you couldn't look in your momentum. So we now have access to all of our private zones apart from our deck. So if we were to play that now, it's a lot stronger because we can just look at all the zones and go, okay, do I actually have any of these left? While I wait for Mike's message to come through. Hanzo, 626, Air, Evil, Order. Destroy one ready foundation. After you make a control check, that control check gets +3. Oh, cool! It's Rapper at Home. So you can tense your person block an attack, then go get that attack again and draw a card. Yes. So you basically remove the card from your discard and go get a copy of it from your deck. Which I think is really cool. A Horror player played against me that forced the top cards of your deck into momentum, which stopped him from ever being able to use his ability due to the fact that he couldn't look at the random 6. Yeah. So again, I was making this list a couple years ago when you couldn't look at your momentum, that character gets a lot worse. He probably goes down to F tier. But now we can look at momentum. Situations like Mike's story, where having random cards shoved into your momentum, having random cards shoved into your card pool where you weren't allowed to look at them, now have been changed to the point where we can now look at everything. We have a lot more information. So it's not just about memory, it's about the fact that you can just pop off and go, I know what everything in my deck should be at this point. I'm ready to go. And I need to reduce this brightness yet again. Once the sun goes down, this is going to be easier. But that's the kind of situation I was expecting. Hanzo... yeah. After you make a control check, that check gets +3, no matter what. You have to pull foundation. There's not much foundation synergy I know on these symbols, but just be able to go, yeah, my control gets +3 is a solid ability on its own. So I think Hanzo at least doesn't give damage, doesn't give, but being able to play risky stuff, especially if we made this into like a 4-check deck, slam that in B. Then we have Galford. Galford is an all good order. 522. 522. Hey Cam. There's been some questionable choices. There's been a couple that people wanted a lot higher that I've kept low. There's been ones that I put high that people wanted low. While this character is committed, your character gets +4 hand size. During your ready step, you may choose to keep this character committed. Commit once per turn after you block an attack. Ready X foundations. X equals the control of the attack. I'm getting there. I was just reading chat. He sure isn't a P. Is that a high or low, Mike? So, going first, you're a 9 hand size character. Okay. This is the strongest going first character I've ever heard of. God, this guy is... yeah, because... so, except... no, because if you're going first, your character's committed. Much love, hands up. Okay. So, you want... so if you're going first, you just dominate. And if you can find a way to commit your character while your opponent's playing their stuff, you can start. There must be an easy way to stick it. You guys say that's the strongest character going for stuff. I'm sure I will. I'm sure I will. I don't think I want to live in a world where a 9-hander isn't at least A tier. If you want to block, sure, block, but this will allow you to set up so quickly, insanely aggressive, and just be able to go, yeah, I'll just stay a 9-hander. That seems absolutely solid. Has there been any other 9-handers? Gyra, Chaos Earth Order 5-31. Discard one card. If the control of the discarded card matches the control of this attack gets plus X or minus X damage. X equals the control of this attack. Oof. Okay. So, not difficulty, control. So, if my opponent plays a 1 check, I play a 1 check, and I can discard a 1 check to give it -1 damage. If my opponent plays a free check attack, I can discard a free check and give +3 or -3. Interesting. So I have to discard an attack to boost my attack, which isn't the best. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It's a real 5-hander that discards cards. Down into F you go, buddy. The F-ist of F tier, exactly. Well, I'm not going through the ultra list. Mine's a bit more messed up. Charlotte, 624, Death, Fire Ready. After you ready this character, gain 2 vitality. Decent. Enhance Commit 1 Foundation. After your mid attack gets +1 speed, +1 damage, and you may change its zone to high or low. Oh, okay. +1 speed, -1 damage, and you may change its speed to. This is your mid attack, not any mid attack. Well, you know him when you. Okay. Yeah, I can't with -1 damage. The ability to just gain health on a stick immediately goes D tier. I don't like the damage reduction, but there are some very cool ways that you can kind of mess with that. You ready it during the ready step? You gain health. Basically, if you can commit it, you gain health every single turn. And this was back when you could commit characters like foundations. So you can just do it. 2 health every single turn, just to make sure I'm using it to pass checks because you can't use her in your opponent's turn. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm on the page. Athena, 723, instantly. Ooh. Why is that bad? Readying her the ready step. Is there no other ways on those symbols to ready her up? Uh, 723, Evil Fire Order. Commit, draw X cards. X equals the difference between the number of cards in your hand and your character's hand size. Only play with your fewer cards in your hand than your character's hand size. You may not play any more forms this turn. Okay. Yeah, it's a risky one for sure. That's why I wish your second ability was just if any attack gets -1 damage and +1 speed. So you're like, I'll take a little bit less. So you get to play your cards, and then at the end of your turn, you commit Athena and just drop to full hand size. Sure. It's boringly efficient. I guess you can play good ways to discard cards. Form commit 7 a turn is card. Yeah, but that means you have to play 7 cards or get your hand size down. I can definitely see the appeal, and I imagine she has got a lot of support for it. Draw 7 cards, yeah, no. B tier minimum. Experience combat. Insanely efficient, yeah. I stick with B tier, just experience combat, yeah. I put in C. I put in B tier just because without like any synergies on face, I think that's a good place for it. That was my nickname in high school, boringly efficient. Alba Chaos Order Water. I keep forgetting the word for water. During either player's ready phase, starting with the player whose turn it is, each player may discard 1 card in the review step, and then draw cards up to their character's hand size in the draw step as though it was their turn. All the tags get the reversal keyword. Okay. Okay. Fuck me. So both players get to drop to full during each player's turn, and everything gets reversal. The fuck? Oh, this sounds so much fun. I hate giving my opponent that much efficiency, but at the same time, it just basically says, get fucked with. It changes the entire scope of the game. Oh. It's the Soviet meme of our... Yeah, exactly, Cameron. Our turn. It's my turn. No, it's our turn. Oh, that is so cool. I'm sure Mike is going to shout at me, but for the pure hijinks alone, welcome to S tier, buddy. For the pure shenanigans you get to pop off with that. The reversal keyword is basically whenever you block an attack, you may play it. Look up the attacks I said. I don't wanna. I have so many cards to get through, and I've been doing this already for like 90 minutes. Bear hug. If this attack's completely blocked, it still deals damage rounded up. Your opponent may not play reversals for the rest of his turn. Commit 1 foundation. This time, so basically you pop Bear Hug in Alma, and you just go, I get to play with. Oh, it's true communism. Stop thinking this is. It's so cool. It's just we're both gonna draw up in our turn, and we're both gonna play reversals. But psych, you're not gonna play reversals. Bear hug is the direct counter, correct? But it's just that we're both going to play reversals. However, I'm going to play bear hug, and you're not going to get to play reversals. Bear hug was an attack. Yeah. Oh, very true. Because they're all reversals. So you just go reversal. You don't get to play attacks this turn. Okay, what? You're trying to talk me out of putting him into S tier, but you've just taught me a way to consistently lock your opponent out of the game by dropping bear hug every single turn. Why? No, S tier. I put the paid option up there. If over here, is it this side? I put the paid option over here. So if someone wants me to move it down, I can. But for now, it's staying there. You're not trying to tell me how it's so cool. Oh. Albert stays in S tier. It's fun in a weird way. It just tickles me like it's funny. Cody, 3 diff, 5 hand size, 28 health, air, all, fire. After you successfully play a character card to your card pool, draw 2 cards. If you played a character card as a block, you may play any attack in your hand as though it was reversal, following all restrictions and paying all costs. Oh, okay, so if I build in a character, I draw 2 cards, and if I block with a character, I get to play any kind of a hand as though it was reversal. So if both players have... Yeah, that's where the bear hug card comes in, basically turning your opponent's turn off, going, you don't get to play attacks. I imagine bear hug had to kind of be in all the sides of that zone. This isn't a real character. But it was on the list! What do you mean? It was on the list! It's designed to stack on other Cody characters. Are there? Oh, yeah, this is Cody 4 now. So, oh, you mean this is meant to be attached to another Cody? You weren't supposed to play this as your starting character. It seems fine. No worse than like any of the other characters we've seen. Where are you hiding? But still gonna go in F. Because why not? Yoon, commit your attack gets plus XP. 626 death life. Commit your attack gets plus X speed. X equals the number of opponents committed foundations. E, commit 1 foundation until the end of this attack. The damage of this attack may not be reduced. Interesting. I think you need to set... No, because then I also have to do it for like the mechas and stuff, and that's just not going to be fun. Yun seems fine. You commit to get speed. You can commit to make sure your attack doesn't go down in damage. It's harmless. I wish there was a way to do it to your opponent's attack so it could be modified, but... See, Gaijin. Sounds like something. Get into F tier. I'm just doesn't spark joy reading those abilities. Yang, 625, all death life. Commit gain 2 vitality. If your opponent has gained any vitality this turn, you gain 5 vitality. Just saying, it has Shameless Haggler symbols. Discard momentum. If you have more momentum than your opponent may not play enhanced abilities on cards. Fuck! Discard momentum. If you have more momentum than your opponent may not play enhanced abilities or cards for the rest of their turn. What? And that's not limited to your turn. That seems nasty. If you can pop off that enhance, you're basically saying to your opponent, you need to have momentum than me at all times. Time for tension, exactly. Immediately popping off with a tension attack or getting a determined advance down, popping out anything that kind of just pumps speed and just go, yeah, you don't get to play cards this turn. It's definitely a win more situation, but you're just locking your opponent out of the turn. Necro 624 Evil Good Void. Commit until the beginning of your next turn. Neither player may play assets. Bet. Also blocks it. Also blocks, yeah, you can just shut your opponent out of playing anything. Commit, look at your opponent's hand. Form commit, look at your opponent's hand, choose any non-attack card in their hand and make them discard it. This guy just hates assets. Yeah. They basically can't play enhances and they can't play cards. They can't even play actions to stop you. All they can do is respond. That second ability as a form, so you just open up with it and go, cool, show me your hand, discard Genkais, discard that foundation you're hoping to block with. Oh, thank you for reminding me he goes in A tier. Mike, if you want me to reassess Matt, all you're gonna do is drop a little bit of crumbs in my little pot. I'm gonna keep going on about it, but I did what I did, and he came on a fairly bit early, so maybe I was just too harsh, but I'm too lazy to go back. I don't get why this guy hates assets so much. Was there a lot of assets in the Street Fighter set? But choosing any non-attack immediately bumps it up to me. Let's stick him in D. Pretty much, yeah. You just pop off your form and you go, you're going down hand size, unless they have all attacks in hand. Judy, 620, all death order, form commit once per turn, draw X cards, X equals the number of committed foundations in your stage. Form, gain 3 health, your combat phase ends. I guess you're guaranteed to draw 1, but you're choosing between the gaining health or drawing cards. He hates assets because he's a bad character. Once per turn, draw X cards. X equals the number of committed foundations in stage. She doesn't even count herself. So I got. This is just feels. Once you get going in the game, I guess you're going to draw a significant number of cards or gain free health. But early game, this is a really dangerous situation to be in. Into D. I have nowhere near given myself enough space for this. If you can commit, there are many good form commitments. That's what I'm seeing from this. I might have to just like reset the board every time I do go change sets, which is going to annoy people. Julie, each player commits one of their foundations. Form commit. Discard one card from your opponent's card pool. Draw 3 cards. Ooh. Okay, that form commit seems decent, I guess. Why am I supposed to be 0 attack text? Yeah, who knows? Each player commits foundation. Sure. I guess if you play this on your opponent's turn, you're not planning on blocking, but you've got so little health. And that form, draw 3 cards for free, bumps it up, but not by much. I still probably not playing her. You can go into F for everybody else. Oh man, we still got so many more to go. Oh, what did I do to myself? Elena, Death Fire, good, 623. After your opponent plays a non-attack card, you may play one foundation and move it into your staging. You may play one foundation and move it into your staging area during the end phase. That's not once per turn. Okay. Commit your attack gets +1 damage for each card in your hand. Ooh. You played 4 to 8 attacks, and then you're an aggro deck. Jesus, Legacy sounds terrible. So you're going second. You have 6 cards in hand. Your opponent starts to build, and you get to build as well. Seems decent, but you have no draw face, and you're committing to get +1 damage for each card in your hand. But you're not. I guess what you're saying for Legacy, like going second is our first turn exactly. I think that early build strength puts them into D for me, but late game, that just feels bad. Unless you're running like colossal detonations or ways to kind of like blow up the stage so you can kind of benefit from it. Like if I was to drop a Decay Awakened and then go, okay, cool, I get my one foundation. Then they have their build, so you go, haha, I get to fully rebuild up. Dan, all death good, 524. Enhance. This attack gets -3 damage, only playable if you have more cards in your hand than your opponent. Commit. Draw 5 cards, only playable if you have 3 or fewer cards in your hand. So you're a 10-hander. Detail what Premier Angle. So you play 2, go up to 8, which means you can pretty much give -3 to everything. I just don't see it. I really don't. Maybe it's just because I don't draw attacks. 6-hander problem. She's a 6-hander with 23. We're still in the same one. There's so many cards here. There's so many cards in this one. I like drawing cards. I like giving stuff minus damage. I like being in control. Up to D with you. Zangief. Commit. Commit, discard the last card in your card pool. Your opponent loses 3 vitality. Only playable if the last card in your card pool is a throw. If your attack deals 6 more damage, either destroy 1 asset or discard 1 momentum from either player's momentum. Dan was good, yeah? Dan D-tier. Dan's in session. Yeah, but you're playing Dan at the end. Oh. Oh, yeah, because you're going to commit to do it, yeah. I'm still going to go D tier because drawing, being a 10-hander seems good. Zangief, 627. Just got to throw for 3 damage. If your attack deals 6 or more, you get to destroy assets or momentum. Seems okay. Having to commit for 3 damage, not the greatest. Oh, my throat is going. I like Zangief, but I think I put stronger cards into F tier, so he has to go into F tier as well. Combination of blows, pigeon games, boxing ring. You can play that in a form. You can play a form a lot in a single turn. I don't know what those cards do. Drawing cards does not define tiers. No, but drawing cards does define power. Drawing cards is a very powerful thing to do. It unlocks potential, and drawing cards gives you infinite potential, which means you get a lot more power. All Evil Water, 626. After you block an attack, play any card from your hand face down in your card pool as a mid-zone attack, 2 difficulty, 2 speed, 2 damage, and the reversal keyword as normal, only playable once per turn. Commit. If your reversal attack deals damage, draw 2 cards. I guess. I don't know. Being able to chuck anything as a 2 diff 2 speed damage with reversal that you can then turn, which is 1%. So they feed into each other, which is a solid ability. D tier for sure. There you go. T-Hawk. Discard 4 momentum before your ready phase. Move the review. Discard 4 momentum before your ready phase. Move the review step and draw step to the end of your turn. Move the review and draw step to the end phase until the beginning of your next turn. Maths. So you discard 4 momentum to play with the cards you have now and draw to your hand size at the end of your turn. Oh, that sounds like insanity. On Void, Death, and Fire, that seems decent. The ability to scope, the ability to let you draw on your opponent's turn. If you can refill your hand size up and just go, yeah, cool, I'm just going to empty my hand out and draw up. But you do need 4 momentum to do it. And it's all he's got. Yes, but you need 4 momentum to get there. 4 momentum is not a shallow thing. B. I'm gonna put him in B. I don't know why. Maybe I'm in trouble. Sakura. While this character is ready, all of your block modifiers get -2 to a minimum of 0. After you block an attack and play a reversal, you may play another reversal. Oh, Mike's hitting angry. This is one of the worst characters in the world. What, Sakura is or T-Hawk? Form, reveal 1 card from your hand. All copies of that card, all copies of the attack gain the reversal keyword until. Because if you're on about T-Hawk, I'm not convinced. I would T-Hawk, yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, get into F tier. I'm literally put. He'll put you. I compromised because you guys put S tier. I wanted to slam that in F the moment I read it. Sakura, however, block modifiers being 0. Block modifiers go into a minimum of 0, and then be able to play a reversal, then another reversal, and also be able to reveal 1 card in my hand, and then go all this 1 attack gains reversal, so I can play non-reversals as reversals. Oh, it's too early for me to be this tired. I like Sakura. I like Sakura a lot. A. Our turn. This is making Calvin and Alba. This is true, but let's leave Alba. I gather that now. Sagat 525 Air Earth Evil form commit for the rest of the turn. Anytime a player commits a foundation, that player may choose to have that foundation commit as 2 foundations. You may not ready any foundations to your end phase. Commit for the rest of the turn. Anytime a player discards momentum as a cost, that player may choose to have that momentum count as 2 momentum. You may not add any cards to your momentum until your end phase. Ooh, that's a lot of text. So, you can double up on multiple, you can double up on EX, you can double up on powerful. You can increase my lighting. You can have your foundations count as 2. Just no. You can't ready foundations. You can't abuse it. You can't add momentum, so you can't abuse it. No, in you go. F tier. I might get some flack for that, but F tier. Review. Thank you. Yep, I'm glad I made the right choice there. Review. 6 hands size 23. Show me good ability. Chaos Order Void. Commit. Before you clear your card pool in either player's end phase, take all face-up cards from your card pool and add them to your hand. Hello. Form commit. Make a control check with a difficulty equal to your opponent's momentum. If your check is successful, your opponent discards 1 momentum. That form seems fine, but majority of the time it's going to be blank, and once they get to a certain point, just doing a 5-6 check to get rid of 1 momentum feels bad. Committing my character milling one to it, you spend 1 momentum with no benefit to me, feels bad. Response commit, however, pick up all my face-up attacks or face-up blocks, feels solid. I get to increase my hand size exponentially. And if I have reversals or breakers, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Form bad, response good. The response is carrying them, and it's going to carry them to D. Oh. Yeah, we do that. That's it. Bloop. We just play them for the first ability. Oh, there's so many more to go. I wouldn't say B. I'll settle the middle, Bloop, and go C. Rose. Okay, this is your character. I take it. Yeah. Rose. Chaos, Death, Life. 624 response. Before a player makes a control check, that player reveals 2 cards from the top of their deck. You choose which card to use for the check. The chosen card is discarded, and the remaining card remains on top of its owner's deck. So you just get to keep... If they've got 2 5s, you're like, cool, get rid of this one, but you can essentially just keep suppressing your 5. And you can keep making sure you... What is this character? It's not once, but it's not got any limit to it. It's not a commit cost, it's just a response. And you essentially just get to read what your opponent's deck is. Yeah, no, welcome to S. Yeah, that is a control character at peak control. All checks are what I say they are. Mika. Chaos, Good, Void, 623. Response commit. After you fail at the control check to block an attack, that attack deals half damage, rounded down. Response: after you block an attack, before you choose to play a reversal, you may play 1 form or ability following all restrictions. You may play 1 form card or 1 ability. What? May not be a control character, but the ability is very controlling. So after you block, before you do anything, you may just play a form. That seems decent. And then if you fail to make a block, you just get to take half, so essentially turning an attack into a blocked throw. It is, however, only a 623. So I think you go in C. Oh, I scrolled and I made a mistake. No, Ken. 721, Good, Void, Water. Static, all your attacks with difficulty X. Oh, let's get reversal keyword. X equals your momentum. E commit, if your attack deals damage, your opponent discards 2 cards. Okay, pop off king. So Alba's looking a lot worse the further we get into this. All of your attacks get the... So if you get 3 momentum, or you need 4 momentum really to pop off. Many things, Mike. Many things. If you can get the momentum, this really pops off. But that discard 2 cards is huge, especially with reversals. Why do I keep selecting one? I think you're going to D tier just because you need, unless you're playing with natural reversals, you need a lot to start popping off. I like how Matt Collis has become the standard at this list get judged at. Ibuki, response, commit, discard momentum after you take damage from an opponent's attack, gain X vitality. X equals the difference between your current vitality and your maximum. Only play once per turn. You get to heal to full? You just get to heal to full once per turn for 3 momentum. Yeah, you need to take damage for an attack, but as long as that damage doesn't kill you, you heal to full! Commit 1 foundation, change its attack speed to X. X equals the control of the card immediately before the attack in the card pool. Oh, cool! And then you also get to turn an attack to 3 or lower speed. Yeah, right? I'm just looking at Ibuki like, what do you mean? The health total doesn't matter here. This is an insane amount of healing. Hey, just because you can get, as long as you can get momentum, which with these symbols, there's momentum through tension and throws. You just get 3 momentum and go, cool, I will half block and then heal to full. What are you going to do about it? She's bad. She's not bad. You leave her alone. She's just misunderstood. 3 momentum is not 4 momentum. That's the best way to put it. Tension's a thing. She has momentum symbols. She can do things. She heals to full, man. What can I say? I cannot put a character who can consistently heal to full health anywhere lower than an A. That is just B then. Fine. Fuck it. Still higher than Matt Coles. Hugo. Free hand size 40. She's F tier. Shut up and take this money. I like how you paid money to move her down, but not to move Matt Coles up. That's what I like about this. You paid the money to move her down, but not move Matt Coles up. But thank you for this super chat, Mike. Okay, there's a lot of text on here, so let's get into this. Response. I can't even read what that says. Jeez. Make it bigger. Before drawing cards during the draw step of your ready phase, remove 1 card from your hand from the game. Then search your deck for X foundations. Reveal them and add them to your hand. X equals the number of cards you would have drawn during the draw step. Discard momentum, take X random cards from your remove from game pile and add them to your hand. X equals your character's hand size. Play them once per turn. What? So before drawing cards, I remove a card from my hand and then add as many foundations as I was going to draw to my hand. Then as a form, I can discard momentum and just take all my cards I removed from game and put them back in my hand. It hurts my little brain. Oh, that hurts. That has actually hurt my mental load. What do you mean? Fortune and Glory. Response before your opponent's draw step until your opponent's next step. Either both players' hand size is equal to the hand size of both players. Oh, so you can choose the hand size of yours or your opponent's. Destroy foundation, rest of the turn, desperation has no effect. Oh, okay, so you can increase your hand size to your opponent's hand size and just draw a ton of foundations. You missed. No, Hugo's still here. We haven't done Hugo yet. But the ability to just sculpt a fuck ton of attacks and then spend one momentum to draw all of those attacks and basically have the ability to build them all out. Yeah, no, S tier. Easy. You're sculpting. You make them. Oh no! You make them a free hand size. Never mind. Yeah, and then they're kind of screwed. No, that makes sense. But yeah, you're a free hand size, so you're gonna be going slow, but being able to just keep adding foundations, be able to sit there and build, stockpile attacks, and then just be able to chuck out a throw, chuck out an attack that isn't worth blocking, and turn that into more and more attacks. Seems decent. Oh, I think it's time for some painkillers. Okay, Fei Long. Air, Fire, Life, 722. Your attack gets plus X speed. X equals the number of cards preceding it in the card pool. So the reverse effects of that. Discard 2 until discard 1 life card from your card pool. So it's a decent stringer that gets more speed the more you play. That second form feels so bad. I am hydrating. It's not doing much. We'll change it up. We're going to caffeine up instead. Yeah, no, this is just terrible. It feels so bad because it is. Yeah, it's terrible. Off you go. Dudley. Now, the art alone means I can't put this in F. Look at that beast of a man. So you immediately save from F tier, my friend. Simple as. Discard momentum. After your punch attack deals damage, take one punch attack from your card pool, add it to your momentum. So you spend momentum to add more momentum. Seems decent. Commit. If this attack deals damage, your next punch attack this turn gets +4 damage. No, I have no notes. As long as your attacks are hitting, you're just going to keep adding momentum, clearing progressive, and adding more momentum. As long as you get the one momentum to kick off the punch train, you're doing serious work. And with All on Earth, you have access to very good punches. Jesus, what is wrong with me? I have got cough drops, but it makes it very hard to speak while I've got them. Yeah, no. Much to how much I'm going to say. I'm going to put you in C tier because you just get to just keep punching. Dawson. 820 all life void. Before you draw cards during your ready phase, each player's character gets -1 hand size until the start of your ready phase. So it's actually a 7-hander. But you're knocking your opponent's hand size down by 1 as well. Commit after your opponent plays a foundation into their card pool. Gain X vitality. X equals the number of foundations that player has in play. So if your opponent has 10 foundations in play, if they play an 11th and go to deadlock, you get to gain 10 health. And you're basically knocking them a hand size down if you go second for the entirety of the game. No, yeah, B tier. Solid. You get to do some. You punish your opponent for playing foundations, and you get to say you don't get to play the full game. You're going down a hand size every single time. No notes. C tier. Sorry, B tier. DJ 626. All chaos fire. Discard momentum. If your attack deals damage, either you gain vitality or your opponent loses vitality equal to the number of cards in your opponent's card pool. You need momentum to actually do it, but you still got a nice little chain going. One of the OG band cards in B tier. Freaking Yang. What can I say? I'm a scamp. Sure. If your attack deals damage, gain vitality. D tier. Everything revolves around your attack doing damage, and you need momentum to set it up. Hey, look, another Cody. Cody 3. Commit. Your opponent discards 1 card for each character you have in play. Commit. Discard 1 card from play. Your starting character cannot be discarded to pay its cost. After your opponent plays an action card or attack card into the card pool, negate its effects. If this card is an attack, discard it from the card pool. Oh, so it's Genkai's on face. You have Genkai's on face, and you get to commit and essentially have your opponent discard their entire hand as a 7/24. Yeah, I'm just fucking getting that. That the hell if your character's designed about in the entire thing of sticking characters out there, and you go, cool, I'm going to karama you for one of them, and I'm also going to make you discard your hand on my turn. Yeah, no, S tier. Chun-Li. Air Chaos Earth 721. After your attack deals damage, play one foundation from your hand, following all restrictions and paying all costs. If that foundation is played successfully, move it to build it committed. Ooh. Response: commit one foundation, not your character. When you are taking damage, reduce that damage by X to minimum 1. X equals the difficulty of the committed foundation. Okay. So, reward if you played high difficulty foundations. And after your attack deals damage, you get to build in a foundation committed, so you get to do a little bit. Yeah, I can solid D. F might be getting a little bit overpopulated. Charlie, 624. So many cards in this section. Oh. Air Death Order. After you completely block an attack, add the block card from your momentum. Add the block card to your momentum, discard one momentum. After your opponent plays a non-attack card, discard momentum. After your opponent plays a non-attack card, they must discard momentum as additional costs, or the card is negated and discarded from the card pool. Okay, so the idea is behind it is you block, add one to your momentum, and then you can kind of commit and discard, make them discard the other thing, but they do have a cancel on face for that. And that's my issue with it, kind of thing. They have, if they have momentum, they kind of just shut you out from it. No, I don't like that. F tier. Kami, discard one card, your opponent discards one card. Commit, destroy one foundation, destroy one asset. 721. F tier. No, you're fucked. Discard one card, your opponent discard one card, go down a hand size. Not a fan of that at all. And the second one being focused on if they play assets. No. Adon. Response after attack gets a speed or damage bonus or penalty. That bonus or penalty gets +1, for example. Yeah, so if you give it +2, you get +3. If you give it, if you get -2, you get -1 instead. So that's very aggressive. 822. $8.22 is fucking insane. So you need to build around it, but if you can give multiple instances of speed bonuses, each of your damage bonuses, I guess you don't have to respond if you do it to your opponents. Being able to reduce theirs, but 822 hyper aggro, that is hard to deal with. A. Vega. 722, commit, each player discards all cards in their card pool. Discard momentum before you make a control check for an attack. Then attack. Both players discarding all cards in the card pool as a form feels really bad because you get to clear your progressive and carry on attacking, but you get to clear your opponent's ability, or your opponent's difficulty to block. D. And that's being generous because it's Vega. M. Bison. Earth, Order, Void. After you play a card, you may look at the top card of your deck and discard it. Commit one foundation. Destroy one non-character, non-foundation card in either player's staging area. If you destroy the card, gain 3 health. Commit one foundation to destroy one non-foundation. You're talking about Sonic Blade. I don't know what it does, and I'm so far behind in the timer. I haven't got through the 107 characters here, and we've been going almost 3 hours. I'm not ignoring chat. I'm trying to get you a little bit ahead. D. No, F. Fuck it. D10 needs a new name. He doesn't deserve the memes. Guile, 625, air fight order. Each player takes one random card from their hand and adds it to their card pool face down. Commit your attack. Whew, no. Form commit. What? Form commit. Your attack gets +1 damage. How do you form commit to give your attack +1 damage? What? Form commit your attack gets +1 damage. Not your attacks. Your attack gets +1 damage. That doesn't make any sense. 625F. Get it, there you go. I didn't make the bet, I just very badly agreed to this. That's the fun part, you can't. That's what I'm gathering from here. E Honda, all earth, water. Discard momentum, any attack. Discard momentum, any attack gets -1 damage. Form, commit, take one card from the top of your deck and add it to your momentum. As a 530. But that's not even tenacious. Get out of here. You bullshit. F. Blanca, enhance, your attack gets +1 damage. There we go, enhance. Form, take 2 cards from any discard pile and remove them from the game. 722. That's actually pretty decent. Not gonna lie. Just being able to remove stuff from discard and basically all your attacks get +1 damage. That could have just been a static that says all your attacks get +1 damage. I like that, but you're still going an F. I underestimated how many characters there were and how weird they all are. Balrog. All evil fire. Commit, discard momentum. Your punch attack gets +2 damage. Commit, after you completely block an attack, your opponent must play a non-attack card or pass as their next action. So it's a 525 that you're betting on being able to fully block, but if you commit to get the damage, you can't do the defensive side of it. Oh, if that E didn't have the commit, because committing your character and discarding momentum to get 2 damage, that's insanity. That's not good. The response isn't enough to get it out of F. In you go. We're getting back to like the old cards now. 721 Miser. Hey, you need to listen about Miser. Is that right? Commit, after your opponent fails a control check, that will end the turn. Add one asset from your hand that you could normally play to your staging area, not paying any costs. Cool. After your opponent plays an ability printed on a card in their staging area, make a control check. If you could check X, negate the effect of that ability. X equals your opponent's card's control. I mean, I see it. I definitely see it. See, commit, you just get to add an asset to your staging area, and you can just cancel all their abilities by making a control check. just because. Ivy 626 all Earth life. Discard momentum after you gain vitality. Your next attack gains X damage. X equals the gain vitality. Yeah, the ball ability does seem pretty cool. For sure, being able to just cancel abilities, making checks, just being able to go. All your attacks are essentially blank, and all your cards are essentially blank. But that first ability, the first ability is also strong, but I just don't think it's super S tier kind of thing. After you gain vitality, your next attack gains X damage, so you have to gain vitality in your turn. Pretty synergistic. C. No, you need momentum to actually do it. D, yeah. Cervantes, Chaos Evil Void, first form. Until the end of your next turn, all of your control checks equal your momentum +1. No control checks necessary. Oh, your next control. Yeah, next. The fuck is this? You have chaos, sir. And I assume this kind of stacks. So if I have 3 things in my momentum, then I play a tension attack and it goes up to 4. My next check is a 5 because I have 4 momentum. So if I can keep adding momentum, I can keep pushing and adding more to my check. I mean, you're not even making the checks. You're not even going down cards. Yeah, if you have 6 momentum, you're checking 7s for 2 turns. It makes your defense stronger. And if you can play things like Determined Advance, Tension, Foundations that add momentum, it's going to keep getting stronger. Oh. Takes a little bit of sell, but B. Arthur, 622. Air, Fire, Life. This attack gets plus X speed. X equals the discarded momentum speed. If this attack speed is now at least triple its printed speed, discard 2 cards from your card pool. No, you're just bad. Like, just legitimately bad. What do you mean I have to get to triple speed? I have to discard momentum, get to triple speed, and then I get to clear 2 cards from my card pool. Nope. Discard up 2, so it's a little bit better, but no. F tier, getting that. Have it. Poof. Young Xiong, 621, Order Void. I'm sorry, Mike. I like that ability. I like the ability I don't have to make checks. Form commit once per turn. Stop making me. It's not F tier though. It's not F tier. It's real. I like it. I like it. Sadness. This character does not start the first turn committed. Cool. Form once per turn. Move all foundations from your card pool to your staging area, and then ready all foundations. Oh, the fuck? So doesn't start committing your first turn, so you play. Yeah, okay, cool. You just get. I guess if you've got a handful of foundations, and especially with how many like the lack of zero diffs we have at the minute, this would be very cool with the builds we have at the minute because you can just go on a 3, on a 3, on a 3, build in, on a 3, on a 3, on a 3, on a 4. Pass with 7 foundations. Let's go. Mike's gonna hit me here. D. I like aggressive early builds. Strife. Criminal Foundations take its plus X speed, X equals the total number of attacks in both players' card pools that have dealt damage this turn. E. Destroy one asset, destroy one asset. Okay, second ability is kind of blank. Criminal Foundations take its plus X speed, X equals the total number. So you do nothing unless things hit. Sure, I guess reverse was our thing. You can kind of.
What's wrong with you?
Hello.
Yunsung D tier, the best first turn character of all time. One of the most powerful legacy characters ever. D tier. You are. I don't even have words because you're streaming. Like, get that character moved.
I mean, I can see it's a strong going first turn, but if you're not going first, it's blankish.
It's still insane.
It's a strong aggressive build.
Character was banned for a reason, Brad.
Okay.
You can play this aggro, you can play this control, you can play this mill.
I moved him to A. Is that acceptable?
No. Up.
S? Oh, even higher. Like,
yes. S.
He's above
100% S.
He's now above S.
Okay. I'll stop being angry now. Bye-bye.
Bye. See, I wanted to put him high, but I thought Mike would shout at me for putting him high because he doesn't do stuff outside of building foundations. So I put him into D. I'd have been happy with an A, but there you go. He's now above the S tier. He's got his own tier. Strife, not sold on Strife. F tier. Oh, yes, you could attack on turn 1 then. Thank you, Cameron. That is a great thing to point out. I completely forgot you could attack turn 1. Build 3, then attack. Yeah, no. This is where, like, my lack of... Revenant. 626. Commit 2 foundations. Your opponent discards a card at random. Random's good. Discard a card. Your attack gets... This attack gets -4 damage. Minimum 1. Your opponent draws to get... No. This isn't even a fucking conversation. You get into F. You go below F. Look... I can't even show it here, but I have put this character below F. The fuck do you mean your opponent draws 2 cards? Oh, your attack gets -4 damage, but here's 2 cards. No, get fucked. Olkadan, Infinity with actual text. Interesting. 525. At the beginning of your combat phase, choose one resource symbol. This character is considered having that resource symbol until the beginning of your next combat phase. There is a character with an alpha face? This is a character with an alpha face indeed. Commit, play 1 character card from your hand. This character may play all character cards. Character only attacks assets or character abilities. Form commit, play 1 character from your hand, no control check required. So, to highlight, this can play this, right? And then just do all the stuff it wanted to do. It essentially has the character identity of you. Yeah, no, I think you're right, Suri. I think this is just an S. It just gets to do dumb shit. He can stack anyone. You okay, UVS? You want to give us legacy reprints in retro? I want to see what Owlboy will do in retro. That can be any symbol, can have any character, and can stack any characters onto them. So he has to go in S because he can play as any of the other S tier characters. Secure his checks with 6 checks and use any character specific abilities as well, which is really cool. That is so nuts. Greed. If you have one momentum, enhance. If you have more momentum than your opponent may not play any abilities with a momentum cost or any ability that printed on a card in their momentum for the rest of the turn. 528, not bad. I don't think there is an official legacy banned list. Sorry. Commit. Your opponent discards down to X momentum. X equals your momentum -1. Okay. The enhance is not tenacious, so you can't utilize it, but it's a good little bit of synergy there where you just go, I'll form commit, make you discard to my momentum -1, and then go, I've now got my momentum for my turn. You need to play more, you need to have more attacks hit +1. Well, you need to have more attacks hit than what I've hit with. I think that's cool. Hard to be banned when you were never released. Okay. Greed's cool, but very RNG dependent. If your opponent has momentum as a momentum carrying character, you're blank. So F. Demoof. All death water 624. The enhanced discard 1 card, gain 2 health. Form commit. Reveal the top 2 cards of your deck. If they have the same control, you may play one of them, following all restrictions and paying all costs. No control check needed. So I was reading that going, okay, so if I get 2 attacks, I can play one of the attacks, but I'm going to be checking poorly to play it. No, you don't pay checks. You just go, I have an attack on top of my deck. I'm going to play my attack. Or I have 2 foundations. I get to play foundation. $624 is a bit weird, but if it wasn't so RNG dependent, it'd be very cool because essentially you're a $724, but you're taking a lot of risk. I will, however, smack this into D because I do like the idea of playing cards for free. Chester. 623 Evil Void. Discard X cards. Add the top cards of either player's deck to their momentum. Commit discard momentum after your opponent commits. After your opponent commits foundations to pass check, they may not play enhances. They may play enhanced cards or abilities for the rest of the turn. They may not play enhanced cards. I guess they may not play enhanced abilities on cards. I don't like that at all. You're discarding cards to give either player momentum, so unless you're utilizing your opponent's momentum, that seems bad. And you're discarding momentum to essentially give an attack flash. Oh, yeah. You're essentially giving an attack flash because they can play responses, but they don't get to play enhances. I do not like that. Mike, you might shout me, but I'm putting it in F. But mill isn't a real win strategy in this game. We know this. Amy, 624, fire, good, order. Enhanced attack gets +1 speed. Enhanced commit. Your opponent's attack gets +2 speed. Either add a fire, good, or order card with difficulty less than the attack's printed speed from your hand to your card pool, or give all attacks in your hand. Or give all the attacks in your hand the reversal keyword until the end of the turn. Oh, to your hand. So you get to pick up a block, or if you've already got the block. Well, not anymore, it's not, so it doesn't count. So you can give all attacks in your hand reversal, which is pretty cool. Or you can pick up. You're giving them 2 speed to pick up a block. I don't know about that. And no. Oh, to your card pool. No, get fucked. You add one to the card pool, or you give everything reversal. F. Give my opponents speed to give my stuff reversal. That seems like a bad trade-off. Xiangmina, 523. You better have some powerful abilities. Commit after your opponent's ready phase. Drop to your character's hand size. That's pretty decent. Response to commit 1 foundation once per turn. After your opponent plays an attack card, ready up to 3 other cards in your staging area that have not been readied this turn. You may not block that attack. You had me with the first ability, but during your opponent's ready step, that's not tenacious, so you don't get to commit and ready stuff up. But you essentially do get to drop to hand size. And after your opponent's... I like drawing up to my hand size in my opponent's ready step. I get to play out all the cards in my hand, draw 5 new ones. That seems really powerful. Where you lose me is with the second ability, in honesty. The second ability loses me quite easily. Commit 1 foundation to ready up 3 other cards in my staging area that have not been readied. Oh! Makes you feel legacy. But you can't even ready your character to do that. For the draw power alone, I'm going to put them in D. But our second ability just makes me sad. No worries, Cam, see you in a bit. Yoshimitsu, response after your opponent fails a control check, their combat phase does not end. Interesting. Play 1 attack from your hand, following all restrictions and paying all costs. After this attack resolves, your opponent continues the turn, playable while committed. Hold up! The fuck is this? What? So, they fail the check, you launch an attack, and go, carry on with your turn. And you get to that every time they fail a check. Fucking A. Yes, let's go. S tier, get fucked. That is... hilarious. Mainly because that is just so beautiful. I love that so much. Oh, that's so cool. Especially as you can attack first turn. So if they get aggressive in their first turn and fail to check, you go, cool, here's an attack. Yeah, no, S tier. No notes on that. That is an insanely cool character. Jianggu, 720. Air, Death, Life. After you play non-attack card, ready one foundation that has not been readied this combat phase. Fun fact, this was the only character printed with that symbol until back. Oh, nice. Your life that gains 2 damage. You may not ready foundations for the rest of... What? But why? After playing non-attack, anyone foundation stage is not ready to combat phase. But play a life card and gain to give a life card 2 damage, and you don't get to ready shit. Why is that? Why is that? Now you didn't need to add that extra bit on. I guess if you block with non-attack cards, you still get to ready up. B tier, just because that. I'd put it in A if it wasn't for that silly bit at the end of the second enhance. Voldo. After your opponent cycles the deck, do not remove any cards from the game. Commit, discard 2 momentum. Two damage is about then, okay. Discard 2 momentum, switch either player's deck with their discard pile. The discard pile is shuffled face down as the deck is... And the deck is placed face in the discard pile. Commit. After your opponent's turn is over, gain X card. X equals the number of cards in your hand. The fuckery is this card? Very cool string deck, but you're kind of hitting for printed until your last one. So, you discard 2 to commit your character to switch your opponent's deck or discard. So you can kind of give them... You kind of know what they're going to be checking, which is cool. But overall, this just seems like a butt ton of fuckery for nothing. Yes, you're going to be gaining a lot of health if you hold cards in your hand. But at the same time, if you need to defend, you're going to gain nothing. F. Tell him, any multiple copies created by a multiple attack do not add to the player's progressive difficulty. Okay, that makes sense. Enhance commit one foundation. Your attack gains plus X speed. X equals the number of attacks preceding it in the card pool. It's an 8/19. That means you can play multiple cards without the count towards progressive, and you commit a foundation to get X speed, knowing you're going to be playing lots of multiple cards. Yeah, no, C tier. Ability A synergizes with ability C, ability B, and they work really well because they're rewarding you by playing lots of attacks and making each one progressively harder to deal with. Saki, 6/22. Commit, discard 1 card, discard momentum. Before you make a control check for your next card, this turn that check gets -1 difficulty for each card in your card pool instead of +1 difficulty. So ignores progressive. Oh no, he gets -1. This isn't ignorable. She had a 3-diff multiple 5. Jesus! So you discard a card, discard a momentum to make one card easier to play. Your worst overhaul. Overhaul literally does this better. F. I'd be grateful it's not lower. Sofita. Remove 1 defense token from this card. Before you take damage, reduce the damage by 2 to a minimum of 1. E. If this attack deals damage, place 1 defense token on this card. It has synergy. It's just a terrible card. It's Grog with extra steps. And it's still really bad. You're 623 that when you deal damage or your opponent deals damage, you get to give -2 to an attack. Cool. But you're still a 623 that requires to take damage. No, F, get out of here. Siegfried, 625. Commit after an attack deal it has its damage reduced, your opponent loses 1 vitality. Sofita can get fucked then. Discard momentum. If your attack deals damage, ready any asset on a 625 Earth, Fire, Life. F tier. Rock. Oh. Response. Before your opponent makes a control check for a non-attack card, that card gets +X difficulty. X equals the number of cards in your card pool playable while committed. Response. Reveal a random card from your hand and add it to your card pool face down. When you are taking damage from an attack, reduce the attack by X. X equals the control of the reveal card added to your card pool this way. Okay. So that's not once per turn. So you're going to give +X difficulty for every single card in your card pool, and you're going to be progressively giving more. You're going to be progressively giving more difficulty, and equally as you reduce the damage down. That's solid. They're 2 abilities that work well together on face. I don't like the idea of having to take the damage. You're going to be hitting by damage, you're losing cards from your hand. But no, it's a synergistic ability. D tier. Yeah. Probably head up there, Rock. Nightmare. Death, Evil, Life. Response, commit. After you fail a control check to play an attack, that control check is successful. That attack gets -X damage. X equals the amount the control check failed by. Nightmare is pretty cool. Discard momentum. Enhanced abilities may not be played for the rest of the enhanced set. Responsibilities may not be played for. Okay. So you just get to pass a check you should have failed by reducing your attack's damage, and by discarding your momentum you can essentially make an attack uninteractable, because but you also lose the ability to enhance. D tier. Mitsuruki. Commit, discard 4 momentum. After you completely block an attack, your opponent's combat phase ends. Commit, after you play a good weapon attack, it gets +1 damage. You may not play any other attacks this turn. Only playable if there are no other attacks in your card pool. So you either need to clear all the cards out of your card pool, or you're chucking everything onto this one attack, say deal with it, and then but you need 4 momentum. And they're both commit abilities. No. Maxi, your weapon attacks with a printed difficulty 3 or less get +1 speed. Your attack gets +1 damage, only playable if there are 2 more cards in your card pool. That's so much for +1 damage. Your weapon attacks with printed different. No. I don't know what it was at the time, like you said, different rule set, but that's a lot of work for not a lot of stats. F tier. Lizard Man 3 dots. After you play an attack as a reversal, you may play another attack from your hand, paying all costs. Discard this second attack from a card pool after it resolves. Response: instead of paying for a block, you may try to play any foundation in your hand as though it was a high or low block of +X. X equals the foundation. The block of X equals the ability's difficulty. Interesting. That second ability is actually really powerful. Instead of playing a block, you may play any foundation from your hand as though it was a high or low. So you have instant access to off-zone blocks. And you can double up on your reversals. I like that a lot. C tier. B. Yeah, fuck it, B. Being able to use anything as an offhand block seems really cool. Cervantes, all chaos, evil, 623. Commit until the beginning of your end phase. Next turn, all cards get +X or -X difficulty, your choice. Made with the ability to display. X equals the number of resource symbols in this card shares. Number cards of X equals the number of resource symbols the card shares with its character card. Okay. Only playable as your first form. So if I'm playing all 3 symbols on all my attacks, they'll get -3 or +3 difficulty, and same applies to my opponent, but it's for their character. Essentially, you're going to give +1 difficulty to everything or -1 difficulty to everything minimum. I don't like giving my opponent that much value as a 6 hand size 23. If it was, because it's all cards get no. That is unplayable. No one would give their opponent that much value for free. Cassandra, 721, Death, Life, Void. Discard 1 card, your opponent discards a card. This attack gets +X speed. X equals the control value of your opponent's discarded card this way. I mean, you're going to be hitting hard, but you're going down a card to do it, and you're getting no value for it. F. Azeroth, 628, Earth, Evil, Order. After your attack deals damage, reveal the top card of your deck. If the revealed card control is less than the damage dealt, you may add either the revealed card to your hand or discard it. If you discard it, your opponent loses X vitality. X equals half the revealed card. Cost rounded down. Okay, so you're either burning them for the control cost versus the damage. So if I hit them for 2, anyway, if the controller, so if I hit them for 2, and I reveal a 5, I can burn them for I can burn them for 2 by discarding the 5. But I can also, if I hit them for 8, I can add another card to my hand. And it's a maze, so I can always just discard it and burn them for additional extra as well. So if I feel like I don't need the additional card, I can just keep hitting them. No, I like that. That's all. C. B. Because you actually don't need momentum or anything to that. That's just on hit. Abyss. 630. Commit. Remove momentum from the game. Take 1 card from your move from game pile and add it to your hand. Perform commit. Remove 1 card from your hand from the game. Take a card from your move from game pile and add it to your momentum. Interesting. I don't like the fact that both form commits, but you get to essentially remove a card from your hand and add it to momentum, or remove a card from your momentum and add it to your hand. So you can essentially increase your hand size if you can remove stuff. Their form abilities, so they're hard to interact with. Solid D. Zazalabel. 623 Air Chaos Void. Form, draw 1 card. You may take a non-character card from your staging area, add it to the top of your deck, face down. If you do, add a card to. If you don't add a card to the top of your deck, discard 2 cards. Oh, nice. So form, draw 1 card. So you're not limited to once per turn, but then take a non-character card from your staging area, add it to the top of your deck face down. If you're not, so I guess it's a good way of cycling cards. Zazalabel. Yeah, because you just get to essentially rebuild. Yeah. I'm so used to those cards saying once per turn or once per game, but no, that's just. Tira, 720, Air, Death, Evil, commit 1 foundation, change the zone of your attack to any other zone. Ready, after a block is played, change the block zone to any other zone. You may play this well. Oh, ready's part of the cost. Interesting. But after a block is played, so you can commit her as part of the cost to pass the block, ready her, and then change the zone to match the block. That's absolutely solid. Being able to zone match any block, no. However, considering what we have in S, I'm going to put you in A. Setsuka, all fire, order 625. Commit discard momentum from any player's momentum. Response: after a card is discarded from a player's momentum, that player loses 1 vitality. If it wasn't a commit cost, I think. Yeah, I did say that you could essentially commit to pass. You can also commit to the top ability. Very true. After, if it wasn't for, I guess, anytime you spend momentum, losing 1 health is pretty powerful, and the force loss is pretty cool. What are you even selecting now? Okay, let's put you in F where you belong, and then go. Okay. So for the 107 legacy promos, which have taken me this long to get through, essentially 3 hours. This is our tier list with 1 character breaking the tier list. Thank you, Mike, for shouting at me all the way through this.